Mr. Anderson walked out of the room, and Janet finally caught her breath. She walked over to the large wardrobe only to find rows of neatly arranged dresses, shoes, and accessories. What truly stunned her was that every single item was in her exact size. She wondered if Mr. Anderson had been planning something about her all along. Trying not to panic, she selected a modest dress and made her way to the bathroom to freshen up. Soon after, she went downstairs to meet Ben, who gave her a ride to the hospital. On the way, Janet kept pressing him to talk about Mr. Anderson, clearly worried, but Ben refused. Instead, he asked her to stay calm. "No," Janet snapped. "This man seems to know everything about me, even my clothing size. And now, he's threatening my sister's life. You were the one who told me to seek his help. You can't expect me to stay calm while you keep secrets from me." Ben sighed and began to explain. "When Mr. Anderson first saw you on stage, he realized you were new. So, he got some information about you from your boss." Janet was stunned. "Why would he do that?" "Mr. Anderson is a very careful man," Ben said. "Everyone working for him has a lot to lose if they betray him. We have all traded something for his trust. And I've traded my sister's life." Janet asked. "Yes. That's the power he holds. You'll discover some dark secrets about him in time, but you must never become a snitch. If you do, your sister's life will be the cost," Ben warned. "This man is crazy," Janet muttered. Ben then advised her to enjoy the wealthy life Mr. Anderson was offering, as long as she stayed quiet. When they arrived at the hospital, Janet rushed inside and went straight to her sister Joy's room. The moment they saw each other, Janet wrapped her arms around Joy in a tight embrace. "Mom said this week's chemo payment came through like a miracle," Joy said, smiling brightly. "It did," Janet replied, forcing a smile of her own. Joy tilted her head. "Did you have anything to do with it? Please tell me the truth." Janet hesitated for a moment, then nodded. "Yeah, I did." "I hope it's not something bad," Joy said softly. "No. At least I don't think so," Janet answered honestly. Joy hugged her again, clearly grateful. Janet told her she would spend the day with her. That made Joy even happier. Their mother soon arrived with breakfast, and they all ate together. Afterward, the sisters watched a movie on Janet's phone, sharing quiet laughter and a brief return to normalcy. Evening came, and Janet's phone rang. It was Ben. After hugging her sister goodbye, she stepped out to find Ben waiting in the parking lot. He revealed that Mr. Anderson's daughter had unexpectedly returned to town and that Janet would be having dinner with them. Janet was shocked and speechless, but she had no choice but to follow Ben's instructions. He took her to a boutique, where she picked out a dinner dress, changed into it, and they headed to the mansion. At the mansion, Mr. Anderson and his daughter Lucy were already seated at the grand dining table. Janet was ushered in, and she stood there awkwardly, unsure of how to act. She barely had time to think before Mr. Anderson stood up with a smile. "Wow. You look beautiful," he said, pulling her in for a hug. Lucy stared at the scene, clearly confused. Janet returned the hug, and Mr. Anderson whispered in her ear, "Act normal." "Who is she?" Lucy demanded. Mr. Anderson cleared his throat and introduced Janet as his girlfriend. Lucy was furious. She stood up and lashed out, accusing her father of using this relationship as the reason he hadn't wanted her to return home. Before he could reply, she stormed out. Mr. Anderson sat down, disappointed, while Janet stood in silence, unsure of what to say. She asked if she could leave so he could talk to his daughter, but he ordered her to stay and eat dinner. "You have another assignment. You must get along with my daughter if you want this deal to continue," he said. Janet almost choked on her drink. "How am I supposed to get along with someone who clearly hates me?" She wondered silently. Meanwhile, outside, Lucy asked Ben to take her somewhere peaceful. He drove her to a nearby park. There, Lucy poured out her frustration over her father's new girlfriend. Ben tried to comfort her, urging her to respect her father's choices. Lucy disagreed. She had been hoping for her parents to reunite, but now that dream seemed shattered. She continued venting but soon shifted the conversation to their own relationship. "I came back to town because of you. When are we taking our relationship to the next level?" she asked. Ben sighed deeply. They had been secretly dating for some time, and he knew Mr. Anderson would kill him if he ever found out. Ben loved Lucy but had been delaying making their relationship public. "Should I tell him?" Lucy asked. "No, you can't," Ben replied. "What if we get married secretly and run away? He'll find us and kill me." "You don't know how powerful your father is," Ben said. "He gets to have a girlfriend, but I can't love who I want." "You can't compare," Ben said, reminding her of the warning her father gave him when he started working for him. He held her hands and asked for more time to figure things out. He confessed his love for her, and Lucy softened. They shared a passionate kiss before she suggested they go to his apartment. Days went by, and Janet gradually adapted to Mr. Anderson's lifestyle. Her willingness to please him made him admire her even more. She remained available whenever he needed her. Slowly, she earned his trust and was given access to his study, his most private space in the mansion. Inside the study, Janet overheard phone conversations and documents that revealed Mr. Anderson's deep involvement in drug trafficking and money laundering. She dared not speak out. Her sister's weekly chemotherapy payments were still being made, and that was all that mattered to her. Her parents remained unaware of where the money was coming from, or of her connection to Mr. Anderson. But things were far from perfect. Whenever Mr. Anderson was away, Lucy treated Janet cruelly. She called her names like gold digger and prostitute. Janet tried to connect with her, but Lucy never gave her a chance. One day, Janet cooked a delicious meal and brought it to Lucy's room, only for Lucy to pour the food all over her. Janet ran to her room and cried in silence. Lucy banned her from the kitchen, living room, balcony, anywhere outside her bedroom. "You're restricted to your room whenever my father isn't around," Lucy warned coldly. Janet complained to Ben, and he encouraged her to keep trying. Whenever Mr. Anderson asked about her progress with Lucy, Janet would lie and say things were improving. In truth, the relationship was getting worse. Lucy wanted nothing to do with her. Then one day, while Mr. Anderson was away, Janet was heading to the kitchen when she caught Ben sneaking out of Lucy's room. Their eyes met and he was clearly embarrassed to be seen by her. That moment confirmed everything. Ben and Lucy were having a secret affair. Janet couldn't believe what she had discovered. She knew Mr. Anderson must never find out. But then, an idea struck her. What if she used the secret to blackmail Lucy and force her to be friends? To be continued.